I also thought another great way to get back into this channel will be the good old major arcana cards of the tarot. So, we did the Fool before my computer pooped itself. So, obviously, the next card, number 1, is the Magician, and I'll put him next to my face when I edit it. But, basically, the Magician is the number 1. The number 1 is the breath of life, masculine life force, initiation. It links above and below. He has his right hand held upwards, and that is masculine, active, and logical. The right hand is connected to the left brain, traditionally. The double-tipped white wand is the magician's reach for the divine, and likewise acts as a conduit for the magician. Its phallic shape and the magician's firm grip symbolize his grasp of intention and will. Left hand pointing down. Manifestation on the earth plane. He's willing to seek higher wisdom and channel it earthward, but he's also willing to point the way, showing other initiates that they too can manifest etheric ideas and energy and into the denser material realm, and also imagination and hopes and dreams. This is a great starter card for a young man who is strong on his journey of individuation, and he understands everything from magic per se to being successful in the financial world, to being successful in love. The figure 8 eternity symbol above his head, the magician holds his active right arm upward and his left arm downward, as we said, willing to remain an open two-way channel of universal energy. He retains the ability to create and recreate at will in the material plane. The Ouroboros on his belt, probably my favorite symbolism here, is the snake eating its own tail. The snake is another phallic symbol. Its eyelids stare open and sees all, suggesting that the magician refuses to look away from uncomfortable truths and circumstances and enters the creative arena of life with eyes wide open. So he understands life is magical, but he also understands life is hard work. Life is logical. And he really has a master understanding of these two planes and how to work with them and how they can work for him. The snake eating its own tail speaks of the power of reincarnation. At any time, with will or by chance, like the magician dies young, he can then shed his skin and don or grow a new one. This is definitely reincarnation. The magician has shed his old skin, old identity in a way, and old consciousness, sometimes life. And through reincarnation here, his youth renewed. The magician has consciously chosen to reincarnate because he understands that all meaningful and fulfilling events occur on the physical plane, requiring being alive and having a body. If that sounds pretty obvious, I'd just like to point that out there. The red and white flowers and his red and white attire. Red symbolizes human passion in the physical realm, while white symbolizes pure etheric energy from the astral plane. And because he's getting these flowers to grow, he is feeding the relationship between the astral and the physical. The table. When we put something on the table or lay our cards on the table, we signify a willingness to scrutinize our thoughts, feelings, and intentions in order to evaluate them. We begin the process of manifestation on the earth plane, our ideas. Once something is on the table, it can't be retrieved or easily reversed back into the astral plane. The magician needs a place to channel his energy and focus his will. I love this because it really illustrates how, by reading the tarot, you are examining aspects of yourself that were hidden as on the process of individuation. The specific tarot card you draw is a physical manifestation of thoughts, ideas, desires, or shadow aspects that were unseen or not understood until they were laid out on the table by the magician. The tarot examines the human individuation process to help us understand ourselves. On the front of the table of the magician, there's 3 etched symbols on the table. Waves of water, tongues of fire, and a dove. The little symbols read something like this when you put them together, or at least this is my best interpretation of it. When you start with water, which is emotion, and add fire, which is passion, the result is steam, air, that flows upward to the astral plane, only to condense once more onto the wooden table, earth, the physical plane. The 4 elements of the minor arcana lay before the magician. The cups are emotions, feminine and receptive. The element is water, and Jungian function is feeling. Pentacles are feminine, receptive, materialistic, and the element is earth. And Jungian function is sensing, meaning the 5 senses. Wands are masculine and active will. Element is fire, and Jungian function is intuition. Swords are also masculine, active ideas. Element is air, and Jungian function is thinking, communication. The magician is associated with the planet Mercury, and Mercury is the planet of thieves and cons, witches, people who are full of charisma, about face, somebody who can method act, we'll say, or run the stage. One day I can be a soccer boy. The next minute, I can be working at school for good grades, and the next minute I can be, joining my friends in a pagan club circle praying to the moon. So he can fit and navigate these different areas of his life. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, the reverse of the magician would be like somebody who, uses their facade as a good-looking man with money to get women so that they could just have sex with them and not have a relationship. Or, sweet talk people into giving them money, making people believe that they don't have enough in life and that they are the person to help them. This is the reverse of the magician. Cunning con man who because he's so intelligent, understands how to take such great intellect and intuition and pull one over on anybody, really. Of course, that won't work out for the magician, and he'll have to go on to the individuation process through some other cards. I hope you really enjoy my interpretation of the magician. Once again, this is the Rider Waite deck, and that's what I use. Please check out my Patreon page. I will be doing videos about twice a week now, and I can't monetize here on YouTube because I talk about lots of black magic, and that's what I'm here to do. So let's keep it that way. Anything you can donate would be appreciated because I'm just a regular retail worker who happens to be a black magician in my free time. So check out that Patreon page, and I will see you guys in the next video.